Hi guys, welcome back to another video. Sorry, I'm still getting the camera just right. Every time I set it up, it's different for whatever reason. But hi, welcome. This is Drogs. I'm going to be shooting another video today. Still trying to defeat Hollow Crown on normal difficulty. He's pretty tough. Definitely pretty tough. And I still am learning this box. I would say I've used maybe 2/3 of the cards I've seen so far. I have tried out all the mages at this point, although I didn't get to use the special ability for all of them. So I'm still just like dipping my toes in the water and getting a feel for everybody's playstyle. You're probably better off just picking like a mage or and not swapping them for a while, like really trying them until you get a good grasp of like what they do. I don't do that so much, but anyway, we're gonna be going up against them. I'm doing something a little different on the randomizer. I'm still using randomizers, but I'm gonna do them a little differently. So I'm gonna split up these two high cost gems, the 5 and 6, into their own little pile, and the rest are gonna go in their pile. The relics will all go together, but also with the spells. I'm doing the same thing. I'm taking the 6s, 7s, and the 8, and they're going to get their own pile. So for the high cost pile, and the rest of the spells will be together. So the idea is I'm going to take 2 gems from the regular pile, and then 1 from the high cost. I'll take 2 relics, just they're all mixed together. And then I'm going to take 3 of the regular spells, and then 1 high cost spell. That way I don't end up with a really weird cost distribution. I feel like that's happened to me a couple times where I just don't have the gems to get my economy going properly, or I don't have a high level spell to aspire to try to really get my firepower going. I can't kind of get out of that mid-range damage. Anyway, I'm going up against them with Olgamore, and I don't even know what attempt this is. This is like 5th maybe, 5th or 6th. But I'm going to be using Olgamore and Jan Magda again. I'm just hopping back into this for a bit. I did take a little bit of a break. I got burned pretty badly all over my body. So I wasn't doing too much for a little while there. Alright, so Olgamore is my tank. His special ability costs 6 tokens. Allows him to gain 6 life. If he is exhausted, he can heal his ally 5 instead. And then his unique card is Coal Shard. If he is 2 life or less, this card gets destroyed. Otherwise, gain 3 Aether and 1 charge while suffering 2 damage. Very powerful, if you could manage it correctly. Young Magda her ability costs 5. Gain a card from any supply pile. But if all 4 of her breaches are opened, then she gains a supply pile, and then so does Olgamore. So that's pretty cool. And then her unique ability is Illuminate. While prepped, whenever you focus one of your breaches or open them, you deal an additional damage. So you kind of try to leave that prepped, and then just focus her breaches, and that's how you kind of can chip away. So I feel like that's a good combination. All right, and for starting cultists or acolytes, we have Navkalis. His blood magic ability is Gravehold suffers 3 damage, then this minion suffers 1. And Bezu, his blood magic is Gravehold and this minion each suffer 1 damage for each spell prepared by the player with the most prep spells. Alright. We're going to go with the Nemesis first. We draw Night Unending, power 3, Gravehold suffers 2 damage for each spell prepped by the players with the most prep spells. Then we get young Magda. She will prepare, illuminate, and then for 4... Oh, I didn't draw any of my cards. Crazy me. Okay. Kind of need a store. But that's fine. Like I said, I haven't played in a while, so jumping ahead of myself. Okay, so I get 2, 1, 2. I get Volcanic Glass and Frozen Magmite, both 3 cost cards. An erratic ingot. I haven't gotten this one yet, so that's good. So, volcanic glass, or we'll start with frozen magmite. 3 cost, gain 2 aether. You may place the next card you gain this turn on top of your deck. So this is pretty useful, especially late game. It allows you to still purchase spells and not have to cycle through your whole discard pile to get them. Volcanic glass, 3 cost. When you gain this on your turn, you may spend an additional 2 aether, which makes it 5 cost. If you do, an ally also gains a volcanic glass and places it on top of their deck, gain 2 aether. And erratic ingot, 5 cost, gain 2 aether. Gain an additional 2 aether if there is at least one Nemesis turn order card in the turn order discard pile. So it's worth 2 or 4 aether. So that's pretty cool. I like that. I haven't seen that yet. Breachor probably would have been better. I really like Scoria Slag too. I haven't seen this one yet, so I don't know what that one does. But I think overall all of these cards are stronger than in the base game. All right. Now we'll do our relics. One, two. Conclave Scroll, Mage's Totem. Mage's Totem, 2 cost, destroy a gem or relic you played this turn, or destroy this, Grateful gains 1 life. So that helps me to get rid of my starting gems. Conclave Scroll, 3 cost, gain 1 charge. If this card's supply pile is empty, you may destroy the top card of an ally's discard pile. So you can also use this to destroy. So I'm happy with those. They're cheap options, which I like, and they're both useful. I also do not have a way to heal Gravehold through my mages. So Mage's Totem can heal Gravehold 5 potentially. Alright. Then we got our spells. Shuffle got a little funky there. We're going to take, so all 3 are 4 cost. So not a great shuffle. But Pyrotechnic Surge, this spell must be prepped to 2 adjacent breaches. So this card touches both breaches and fully occupies them. Deals 4 damage, you may destroy a card in your discard pile. Jagged Lightning, deal 3 damage, you may discard a card in your hand. If you do, you may focus a closed breach with the lowest focus cost, okay? And Carbonize, 4 costs, deal 3 damage, reveal the top card of the turn order deck. You may place that card on the bottom if you choose to. So that's pretty good. Jagged Alliance, Pyrotechnic Surge, Carbonize, and then we're going to shuffle the high cost spell. So unfortunately all 3 of those were 4. Would have been nice if one of them was a 5 cost, but that's okay. Can't win them all. This is my first time trying out this new system anyway, so who's to say it's even going to work? Alright. What? Those are relics. Sorry. Here are the spell cards. Conjure the Lost. 6 cost, deal 5 damage. You may destroy this to heal Grateful 4 life. Okay, very nice. So that's high damage and potentially could heal Grateful. So we got Pyrotechnic Surge, Conclave, Jagged Lightning, and Conjure the Lost. Now these are all cards I've seen before. There still are a few spell cards I have not seen, but I can tell you what they are at this moment. Okay. Back to Jan Magda. She had 4-point turn, or 4 She will purchase a Jagged Lightning for 4. And then we get Ulgamar's turn. He will activate Coal Shard. Well, first he'll prep a Spark. He'll activate Coal Shard, which will take 2 damage. Brings him from 10 to 8. He gains 3 Aether and a charge. So that leaves him with 5. Yeah. And he will purchase 2 volcanic glasses, one for himself and one for Jan Magda. No, I forgot about the other Spark. I'm sorry. I'm not doing that. So I will buy the Frozen Magmite for himself, and then I will focus his second breach and prep a Spark for 5. Okay, he gets to go again. He will cast both Sparks, doing 1 damage to each with the Acolytes. He will then open his second breach and prep 2 Sparks. Jan Magda's turn. She will pay 2 to focus her second breach, which will do 1 damage to Navkalis. His ability is a little bit more dangerous. Bring him to 9. Yeah. And then prep that Spark. Did I pay 2? Yeah. So I pay 2, focus that breach, do 1 damage, prep the Spark, and then I pay an additional 2 for Mage's Totem. And we get Nemesis' turn. Take a token off Night Unending. And we draw Nyx Unleash. Any player suffers 1 damage and discards their most expensive card in hand. Okay. So the Unleash is going to cause Bezu's ability to activate, which that means Gravehold is going to take 2 damage, bringing us from 30 to 28, and so does Bezu, bringing him from 10 to 8. And then Ulgamor is going to take the 1 damage and discard. That means he has to discard his Frozen Magmite, which is unfortunate. Okay, take another power token off Night Unending. And we get Howling Spinners. 5 life. Any player suffers 2 damage. Persistent. It's a pretty dangerous one. Alright. Olgamore is going to go next. He will cast both sparks on the Howling Spinners, bringing from 5 to 3. With a prep spark. And then he'll activate Coal Shard, taking 2 damage. Giving himself a charge. Bringing him from 7 to 5, by the way. And 3 Aether, so he is 5. He's going to buy an erratic ingot. Then you have young Magda. She's going to cast Spark for 1, as well as Illuminate. And dealing additional damage to Howling Spinner, bringing her from 3 to 1. And she's going to prep Jagged Lightning. And for 4, Four's annoying. I'm just going to purchase a second Jagged Lightning. I'm already regretting purchasing that erratic ingot. I should have purchased 2 volcanic glasses. Nemesis turn. Night Unending activates. So Gravefold's going to take 2 damage. Then Howling Spinners activates, and one of the players has to take 2 damage. So I'm actually going to have Jan Mag to take that. Brings him from 10 to 8. Let me draw. Throne Watch. 6 life. Persistent. Resolve the blood magic effect of the Acolyte with the lowest life. The Acolyte then suffers 1 damage. Okay. Then we get Olgamore. He's going to cast Spark, kill the Howling Spinner. He's going to prep Spark, and then he generates 3, 5 Aether, and he'll purchase 2 volcanic glasses, 1 for himself, and 1 for Young Magda. Wait, I never discarded those 4, so that doesn't go there because I have to draw this hand first. Okay, sweet. Now Magda's going to go. I don't really need Mage's Totem yet, so I'm going to cast Jagged Lightning for 3 damage to Throne Watch, bring him from 6 to 3. And I will discard the Mage's Totem, which any player focuses a breach, okay. But that's going to focus her breach, her second breach. And then she has 4 Aether remaining. She's buying another Jagged Lightning. Why not? Jagged Lightning works on either player for focusing. So it's fine if they're all stacked on her. And I can use Olgamore to purchase volcanic glasses to get her economy going, and so till she can get some 5s in there and start buying some ingots, or at least 1 ingot. It's a pretty cheap spell store too, where I'm mostly going after 4-cost spells. So Yamaga is going to focus on my lightnings. Olgamore's probably going to focus on carbonizes. I don't really see a point to getting Pyrotechnic Surge, and then they'll split the Conjure Loss. and it's mostly going to be about destroying your starting cards and just keeping those going. All right, Nemesis does get to go first, so Throne Watch is going to activate, and that means Bezu is going to activate. So Gravehold takes 1 damage, goes from 26 to 25. Bezu takes 1 damage from his ability, and then 1 damage from the Throne Watch, bringing him down to 6. Nafkalis is still sitting at 10, Throne Watch at 3, and then we draw. Resolve the blood magic effect of each acolyte without them suffering damage. Okay, so then Bezu's going to do 1 damage, again to Gravehold, brings us to 24. And Nafkalis is going to do 3 damage to Gravehold, bringing us to 21. Okay, Ogumor's turn. He'll cast Spark, 1 damage to Throne Watch. Prep 2 sparks. Okay, here's the cool part. So Cole Shard takes 2 damage, brings him to 3. But he gains 3 Aether and a charge. So he's halfway to his special ability, though I'm going to need that pretty soon. So I took the damage, gained the charge. So 3 Aether. Erratic Ingot is worth 4 because there is a Nemesis turnover card there. So that's 3, 7, 8. How cool is that? Yeah. I'm going to take the conservative route, and I'm just going to purchase 3 charges and activate his special ability, healing him 6. So he goes from 3 to 9. And then with the remaining 2, I will purchase a Mage's Totem. There's a lot of options there. I need to start... I'm going a little longer than I normally would on the economy because it kind of took a little bit longer to get going. But I did purchase 3 Jagged Lightnings already. And they each have a Mage's Totem as well. So I want to get all those Conclave Scrolls, 3 for Olgamor, 2 for Young Magda, and some more gems. And I'm going to start grabbing some Carbonizes for Olgamor as well. Alright, Young Magda's turn. Very cool. Oh, she's got 3 spells. So she will... Yeah, why not? So she's going to prep, Illuminate. Okay. She's then going to pay 3 with a Volcanic Glass and Crystal to open her second breach, which triggers Illuminates 1 damage, and brings Throne Watch from 2 to 1. And we then prep Jagged Lightning, and I'm going to hold on to that last spark. So I draw 4. Alright. Olgamor, we will cast 1 spark, killing Throne Watch. We will prep a second spark, and I then generate 2, 4, 5, 6 Aether. Not bad. And the next, so I will purchase do I want to Conjure the Lost or 2 Magmites? Yeah, I'll Conjure. I mean, stupid. I'm going to purchase a Conjure the Lost, and because of Frozen Magmite, it goes on top of my deck. Alright. Very cool. Now, on Magda's turn, she will cast Jagged Lightning. It's going to do 3 damage to Navkalis, bringing him from 9 to 6. So both acolytes are now at 6. And I will discard a spark to focus her third breach, which then preps Illuminate. She will do 1 more damage to Navkalis, bringing him to 5. I will then prep Jagged Lightning. And for 3, She's going to purchase Conqueror Scroll. And she's going to purchase a Magmite. So the reason I'm doing that is because she does have a Mage's Totem, and I need to start destroying her crystals. But she doesn't actually have like anything for gems, so I would actually destroy her economy. She had, I think, 1 volcanic glass, and that was it. So she actually really does need some more economy. All right, now Nemesis activates. Board is cleared. So we just draw. Beseech. Place the Acolyte with the lowest life in the bottom of the Acolyte deck. Draw an Acolyte, unleash. Okay, so that's Navkalis. It's going to go on the bottom of the deck. And we draw Kurgax. 11 life. Gravehold suffers 1 damage. Any player suffers 1 damage. So that's dangerous. And then we unleash. And so he activates. So that's going to be 1 damage to Gravehold, brings us 21 to 20, and 1 damage to Olgamore from 9 to 8. He does not suffer damage. Okay. We get Olgamore. He will cast both Sparks for 2 damage to Kurgax. Makes him from 9 to 11, or 11 to 9, sorry. And he will prep Conjure the Lost and Spark. And then he will pay 2 to purchase a Mage's Totem. And then he will use this Mage's Totem to destroy one of the crystals. Okay, now Magda's turn. She will cast Jagged Lightning, which will do 3 damage to Kurgax. Brings him from 9 to 6. She will discard a crystal. She will discard Mage's Totem to focus her 3rd breach, which does an additional damage to Kurgax. She will then prep Jagged Lightning, and then for 3, she will purchase another Frozen Magmite. Nemesis. Draw. Morbid Gyre. Power 1, unleash twice. The players collectively discard 3 cards in hand. Ooh. To discard, spend 7 Aether. Okay, we do get Magda's turn. She does not have 7 Aether though. She will cast Jagged Lightning for 3. Hitting Kurgax, bringing him from 5 to 2. And she will discard a Spark. And she will then prep Jagged Lightning. And then she generates 4. She buys another Jagged Lightning. Come on, a 1. Damn. Olgamore had enough Aether to discard Morbid Gyre. But instead it activates. Unleash twice. So that means Bezu's going to activate twice. And so Bezu's going to do 2 damage to Gravehold and suffer 2 damage for each activation. So he's going to go from 6 to 2. And Grateful, it's going to take 4 damage as well, going from 20 to 16. And then the players collectively discard 3 cards. So we're going to discard actually going to discard this Jagged Lightning. So, Yamaga discards a Jagged Lightning, and we discard a Spark and a Crystal. The reason I did that is this is worth 9 Aether. I didn't want to get rid of any of these. And this is worth 5. So I could have cast a Jagged Lightning and focused and then prepped another one, but I would have had to discard a card anyway. So that would have left her with only 3 Aether. Again, she could have bought a Frozen Magnemite, but I want to get an Erratic and get... Alright. It is Olgamore's turn. I guess I'll hold on to both those spells. But this is worth 4. He's going to take 2 damage from the Cold Shard. Gain a charge. That's worth 7. 9 Aether. He's going to purchase a Conjure the Lost and a Conclave Scroll. I thought about buying 3 Conclave Scrolls. But I don't know if I want them. It kind of destroys an entire hand just to generate charges. I don't know if I want 3 in a row like that. Although you can separate them out later on, I guess. But one of the things I probably don't pay enough attention to is how I discard and just matching, comboing cards in my discard pile and making sure. So when you discard, you can discard in any order you want. So mostly I just put my strongest cards down first, my weakest cards back later, so I can get my strongest cards earlier. That's mostly how I do it. But you can do things like make sure your mage's totems are sandwiched between 2 crystals. You know, that's a smart move. Or your, well, maybe not Jagged Lightning, but yeah. Anyway. So that activated. Okay, Nemesis turn, we draw. Mutilate, Unleash. The players collectively discard 2 prep spells. Any player suffers 2 damage. Okay, so that Unleash. Is gonna be Bezu. Oh no. Yeah, we'll still do Bezu, I guess. He's gonna take 2 damage, exhausting himself. Grateful, it's gonna take 2 damage. Brings us from 16 to 14. Bezu's gone, and we bring out Holdoran. 2 different players, each suffer 1 damage. Alright. And then the players collectively discard 2 prep spells. So we're going to do Spark and Illuminate. And then any player suffers 2 damage. That'll be Olgamore again. And he will drop from 6 to 4. Alright. Now we do get Ogamore's turn. He's going to cast Conjure the Lost. It's going to do 5 damage to hold around. Bring him from 11 to 6. And he's going to prep 2 sparks. And then he generates 4 Aether, which is enough for Carbonize. Okay, cool. Nemesis' turn. We draw. Rain. Resolve the blood magic effect of the Acolyte with the most life. That Acolyte then suffers 6 damage. Unleash twice. Okay, so Holderon does 1 damage to each player. That brings Ogamore to 3, Yalmagda to 7. Drop the token, I don't want my dog to eat it. Alright. Then Holderon takes 6 damage, exhausting him. So he's gone. And we bring out Solara. Any player discards 2 cards in hand, then this minion suffers 3 damage. And we unleash twice, so she's going to activate twice. So first, Jan Magda is going to discard 2 crystals, and that does 3 damage to Solara. Oh, did I discard 3? No, 2, yeah. And then I guess a Mage's Totem and a Spark, because I can't use both Mage's Totems if I have to get rid of Spark, even if, or I'm sorry, so even if I get rid of the Spark, I still have to get rid of either a Crystal or a Mage's Totem, and they're both useless without the other, so I'd rather just get rid of the 2 of them. And then that makes Solara take another 3 points of damage. He's down to 5, so that's pretty good. Kurgax is at 2, Solara's at 5, and I got 2 defeated out of 9 total. Alright. Young Magda's turn. She generates 3 Aether. Man. I'm just going to have her purchase a scroll. Okay. We will cast Spark, do 1 damage to Solara, brings him her to 4, or him. Yeah, he's a him, looks like. 5 to 4. We'll then prep Spark, and then we'll use the crystal, which does nothing, and then we'll destroy it. Yeah, Magda's turn. Okay. She generates 5 Aether and buys an erratic ingot. And then uses Mage's Totem to destroy a crystal. I don't know how this is going to go. I got to heal Olgamore, and he needs 5 charges to be able to do that. And I kind of don't want to destroy Coal Shard. I would like to keep that. I really like gaining a charge and 3 Aether. It's basically pay 2 life for 5 Aether. I can't discard it, so I have to just hold on to it until I can heal him. Well, I actually could use it too. but only if it would be enough to activate his ability. That makes sense. Okay. So we're going to start by casting 1 Spark, doing 1 damage to Solara, bringing him to 3. Prep and Conjure the Lost. Okay. Now we're going to cast Conclave Scroll, granting me 1 charge. This only generates 2 Aether, because there's no Nemesis token in there, so I don't even know if I want to use that. I might actually just hold on to that. But let's say I did. Let's say I used everything. That's worth 4, so that's 2 charges, and that's worth, 2 charges. Okay, I'll use it all. So 2 from the Volcanic Glass, 2 from the Ingot, 3, so that's 7 Aether. So I lose 2 life. Gain a charge. And then gain 7, which I use to purchase 3 more, activate a special ability, and heal 6. So he goes from, basically I took him from 3 to 7, is how that ended up working out. So definitely like having those 2 together. Okay, but that's the main thing I wanted to do, was get him out of that danger zone. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, he gets to go again. Cool. We're going to cast Conjure the Lost and Spark. Conjure the Lost is going to kill Solara. Spark is going to do 1 damage to Kurgax. Solara gets exhausted, and we pull out Lurzon. 11 life. Player with the lowest life suffers 1 damage. Now I'm glad I healed. And I'm going to prep, Conjure the Lost, and Carbonize. I'm going to hold on to that Spark, and I'll generate 3 Aether to purchase a Conclave Scroll. Okay, and we get Young Magda. My dog thinks he heard something, but I don't think there's anything there. Nope. Has the camera been off this whole time? Well, that's fine. Alright. Young Magda's turn. She is going to cast Jagged Lightning. Do 3 damage to Lurzon. Drops him from 11 to 8. And she's going to discard a crystal. And that focuses her 3rd breach. She's then going to prep 2 Jagged Lightnings and a Spark, and she generates 2 Aether and purchases a Mage's Totem. Okay, Nemesis. Board is clear. We pull out Mage Ender. 9 life. The player with the most open breaches suffers 2 damage. Persistent. So that would be Young. Well, no, they both have 2. That's nice. 8, 9. Double activation. So Mage Ender is going to activate. I'm going to have Olgamore take the 2 damage. And then we're going to draw. Unleash. The Acolyte with the lowest life gains 10 life. Oh, that sucks. That really sucks. Yeah. All right. So first, Lurzon activates. Player with the lowest life suffers 1 damage. That's Olgamore. It drops him from 5 to 4. I'm really glad I healed him. Player with the lowest life gains 10. Acolyte. So Kurgax gets healed from 1 to 11. And then his effect activates. Gravehold takes 1 damage. And any player takes 1 damage. Oof, I'm actually going to have Young Magda take that. Drops him from 7 to 6. Just, I don't want him going back to 3 right away with no charges. and nothing on deck to really set him up for any. But yeah, okay. Young Magna, her spark will kick off first, doing 1 damage, which is supposed to kill Kurlax, but it's going to hit Mage Ender. Brings him to 8. And then we're going to... Yeah, we'll cast both Jagged Lightnings. It's going to do 6 damage to Mage Ender. And we're going to... No, we're just going to do 1. I take that back. Take that back. So Mage Ender still has 5 life. Healed him back 3. So we cast 1 Jagged Lightning. And we discard 1 crystal. And that opens the 3rd breach for +1. But I'm going to prep Illuminate and Jagged Lightning. And for the last 2, we will purchase a Mage's Totem, which gets sandwiched nicely between some crystals. 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, I really got to start destroying some cards. I've only destroyed 3. Okay, nice. I'm hoping to kill the Mage Ender before the Nemesis activation. All right. Yeah, okay. I'm going to cast Jagged Lightning. That gets 3 + 1 from the breach, which turns to 4. Plus, I get the 1 damage from the Illuminate special ability. Well, sorry. It does 4 to the Mage Ender. Then I discard a crystal, which focuses my 4th breach, and that does 1 damage, exhausting the Mage Ender. Very, very cool. Super happy about that. Okay. Now I'm going to use Conclave Scroll to generate a single charge. And then I generate 6 Aether, which is enough to purchase a Conjure the Lost. Yeah. That's how we're going to do that. Very cool. All right, Olgamore's turn. He'll cast both Conjure the Lost and Carbonize, which is going to be worth 8 damage, which is actually enough to exhaust Lurzon. Just take him out. And that brings out Rengoda. Blood magic is any player suffers 2 damage, or any player suffers 1 damage and discards their most expensive card in hand. That's a pretty dangerous one. It is what it is. We're going to prep both sparks. We're going to pay 2 for a charge. And then we're going to use Mage's Totem to destroy one of those crystals. Nemesis' turn. We draw a card. Unleash twice. Greyfold suffers 2 damage. Alright, so I get to pick because they both have 11 life. Players suffer 2 damage. I don't really want to discard cards. Alright. So what we're going to do is Gravefold's going to take 2 damage. Brings us from 13 to 11. Hold on a second. I'm going to pause real quick. Sorry about that. My neighbor's kids like to parade their dogs in front of my house and drive my dogs crazy. Yeah, I'm there. Yeah, I know. They're okay. So my dogs freak out. Okay, where was I? Yes, I was double unleashing Kurgax. Was doing 2 damage to Gravefold, Mirage from 13 to 11, and then I'm going to have each player take 1 damage, 1 from each unleash, from each blood magic. So Olgamar's at 3, and Magda's at 5. Then Gravefold takes an additional 2. This brings us to from 11 to 9, which is not great, but I do have Conjure the Lost and Mage's Totems can both heal Gravefold. For potentially, if I had all 10 cards destroyed, 25 life could be healed to Gravefold. Alright, Olgamar is going to go next. He's going to cast Spark for 1 to Rengoda. Prep Spark. Conclave is going to grant him a charge. Okay, so Erratic Ingot is worth 4. Mage's Totem is essentially useless. I'll actually destroy the Mage's Totem to heal Gravefold by 1, since it's not in my deck next to any crystals. So that goes up to 10. And that's worth 4. Okay. Now I'll activate this again. So Coal Shard, I lose 2 life, gain a charge, and 3 Aether, 7 Aether, that's 6. So pay that and restore myself 6 life. So I go back up to 7. Not too shabby. So this is a great combination because this is worth 2 charges, this is worth 2 charges, and this is worth 1 charge. So these 3 cards, that's 5 charges. As long as, a minimum of 4, but 5 if there's a Nemesis card that's already been activated. So that's why I've been able to keep using his special ability. Okay, Nemesis' turn. And we draw. Infernal Domain to discard set. Right, I forgot about this card. 8 Aether. This is the one that summons the second Acolyte. So I need 8 Aether to be able to discard that, which neither of them are even close. It's power 2. Okay. I'm going to prep Jagged Lightning. I'm going to spend 3 purchasing a Frozen Magmite. And then using Mage's Totem, I will destroy a crystal. And then sandwich it between the 2 crystals. I'm actually feeling reasonably okay with their spells. I would like to get like maybe 2 more Carbonizes, get that last Jagged Lightning, and split up those last 2 Conjure the Lost. So what's that? 5 cards. But I really want to get those Conclave Scrolls. After that, I would probably be going for ingots or charges. Okay, cool. Young Magda's turn. So she will cast Jagged Lightning for 4 on Rengoda. Drops him to 6. And discard a Spark to focus that 4th breach. Does another 1 to Rengoda, drops him to 5. She will then prep Jagged Lightning. And she generates 3 Aether for a Frozen Magmite. And she uses the Mage's Totem to destroy the crystal. Oh. I should have bought Conclave Scroll. I don't know why I bought that Magmite. That was stupid. Ogamore is going to cast both Sparks. Do 2 damage to Rengoda, brings him to 3 life. Prep, Conjure the Lost, and Spark. Conclave Scroll grants a single charge. Volcanic Glass and Frozen Magmite is enough for Carbonize. Okay, you get to do again. Cool. We're gonna hit Rengoda with the Spark and Kurgax with the Conjure the Lost. So that's 1 damage and 5 damage respectively. Bring Rengoda to 2, Kurgax to 6. We will then prep Conjure the Lost and Carbonize. Then we generate 2 Aether, which is enough for a charge. And then using the Mage's Totem to destroy a crystal. Alright. Now we get Wrong Magda. Yeah, this is fun. We were going to cast Jagged Lightning for 4 on Kurgax. Brings him to 2. We're going to discard a crystal, focusing the 4th breach, do an additional 1 damage to Kurgax. Then we're going to cast Jagged Lightning to do 3 damage to Rengoda. He has 2. That's going to exhaust him and bring out Mord. Mord has 11 life. His blood magic is Gravefold suffers 3 damage, or any player loses 1 charge. Gravefold suffers 1 damage, and this minion suffers 1 damage. Alright, and then I will also discard a crystal. Yeah. And that opens her 4th breach. And that activates the Illuminate ability. I do an additional 1 damage to Kurgax. Kurgax is destroyed. And that brings out Edris Trag. 11 life. Any player suffers 2 damage. If that player has 5 life or less, this minion suffers 2 damage. So, Infernal Domain is still about to activate and add a 3rd Acolyte, but that's it. There's only 1 left. So I'm actually not that worried about that. So this is no longer this super deadly effect because I drew it late, near the end of the tier 2 cards. Last game I think I got it as like my first tier 2, and that really screwed me. So I think I'm probably going to win this game now because I'm at 7 life, 5 life. I'm generating charges, 10 life here, but that's not a real threat. I can destroy. I own 3 Conjure the Losts and all 5 Mage's Totems, or 4 because I've already destroyed 1. So that's not super dangerous. I think I'm going to win this game. All right, so that's really cool. I will now prep Jagged Lightning to the 4th Breach, and then purchase a mana with the Aether with Crystal, which I can't do anything with, but I can destroy it with that Mage's Totem, and then plop that on top of that other crystal. So I am starting to curate my deck. Look at that. Look at that nice hand. Conjure the Lost, Conclave Scroll, Frozen Magmite, Eradicate it. So that's actually my Aether right there. So I've destroyed 4 crystals for Jan Magda at this point, and 4 crystals and a Mage's Totem for Ogumar. So not too shabby. Alright, it's going to be a double activation though. So first we're going to take Power Token off Infernal Domain, and we draw Mangle Root. 12 life, persistent, Gravehold suffers 3 damage, this minion suffers 2. So that's kind of dangerous. Yeah. Then we get the double activation. So Infernal Domain activates, and that's going to draw Navkalis back into play. He has 11. So I have all 3 final acolytes. They all have 11 life. And all 3 of their blood magic effects go off. So we're going to pay 1 charge from Jan Magda. So Gravehold takes 1 damage, brings us to 9. And this minion suffers 1. So, oh no, without them suffering damage, sorry. Okay, so it does 1 damage. Edris does 2 damage to Ogumar, brings him to 5. Navkalis does 3 damage to Gravehold, brings us to 6. And then Mangle, yeah, okay. And that's the end of Infernal Domain. But that was from this card. So then Mangle Root still activates and does 3 damage to Gravehold, brings us to 3. So that's scary. Then he takes 2 damage, drops to 10. And we draw a card. Unleash twice. Holy crap. The player with the most prep spells suffers 1 damage for each of their prep spells. Okay. So I can choose the unleashes. Not that one. Okay, we're going to have Olgamore. I don't want Gravehold taking any more damage right now. So, Edris Trags. No, not right now. Daddy's still shooting the video. Yeah. Be good and you get a special treat. So, Edris Trags ability does 2 damage. And then, but if you have 5 life or less, then this minion suffers 2 damage. So we're gonna have Olgamore take all of that, both unleashes. So that brings Olgamore to 1, 5 from 5 to 1. But it also means Trag takes 4 damage, so he goes from 11 to 7. And then Jan Magda's gonna take 2 damage for her prep spells, which brings her to 3 life. So scary, right on the edge there. Okay, but I survived. So this is going to be turn order. So hopefully I can get Olgamore first. His Carbonize will allow me to I didn't realize that was a cast provision. I think I played that wrong before. But it actually works in my favor this time. I didn't realize you could only destroy Conjure the Lost on a cast. I actually kind of like that better. Okay. Not good. That's game over. Damn. Yeah, that does 3 damage to Gravehold from Mangle Root. Game over. Man, that sucks. That was really close. Man, I had him. So, if I had gotten Olgamore's turn, would have done 5 damage right there. Restored 4 life to Gravehold by destroying the card. Another 3 damage right there, so that's 8. That would have taken out Trag. Healed Gravehold 4. I then had 2 Sparks, which is kind of useless, but I had a charge. Couldn't use this. And then, yeah. Would at least be able to get a couple charges. And the Carbonize would have been able to... Ooh. Yeah, so that's game. That would have been bad. That would have been bad. Okay. So, close. I'm going to swap... I like the high cost, low cost thing. So I'm going to keep that going into the future. I'm still going to keep Olgamore. I love him. But I'm going to swap out Young Magda for Maza. Just because he can heal Gravehold. And Young Magda did okay. She did a lot of damage with the Jagged Lightnings and the Illuminate. I just finally got her 4th breach open though, and I never got any charges with her. So she felt bloated for some reason, and I'm not really sure why that is. It's not like I had a ton of unnecessary cards. I think it's because, honestly, even though she had the 3 Mage's Totems, I kept using the Jagged Lightning discards. So for her to open up her breaches, I was constantly discarding cards, and that just gives her 3 and 4 card hands. So she just wasn't able to. It's not as good as a Breach War. It's just not. For her. Now, it lets her do damage while opening her breaches, so that's good. And it let me not have to focus as much as that on Olgamore. He could really just tank. I don't know. I should have gotten more Volcanic Glasses to get Young Magda's economy going earlier. I shouldn't have gotten the Erratic Ingots. I should have gotten all the Volcanic Glasses I could and spread them out. And then gotten like 1 ingot each, if I could have. Also, not getting all the Conclave Scrolls hurt me. But even if I hadn't activated her ability, all it would have done was it's a free Conjure the Lost or an ingot. That's it. It's nothing crazy. Well, I mean, 1 for each. Sure. But going forward, like, I still probably would have used Jagged Lightnings to open up Olgamore's other breaches. Him only having 2 breaches open was never a problem, even though I never got rid of the Sparks. I mean, it was fine. It was never an issue, really. I wish I could have gotten rid of the Sparks, though. So we're going to try with Maza. And he has a similar problem to Young Magda, where he's more of a support character. So he tanks, and Maza's going to support and kind of funnel some of that power back into Olgamore. So it's going to depend on the luck of the draw. Anyway, that was really close. I feel good. I feel like I'm getting a hang of it. That's the first time I've emptied out the Acolyte deck. That was within reach. I mean, like I said, this was enough to take out Trag. And not a ton on deck, but this is 4 damage, 5 if I discarded a card to one of them. And then this is another 6. So that's technically another Acolyte with her 2 activations. And so I could have gotten... I couldn't have won this round, but I could have gotten close. And this would have been another 4 points of Gravehold, so that would have healed Gravehold back up to 9. So it would have been... I thought I had enough. I thought 10 was good enough. And it just wasn't. It just wasn't. So, yeah. Needed to keep that. I needed to have destroyed a Conjure the Lost earlier. Kept that a little bit hard. But anyway, that was fun. Hope you guys enjoyed. Love you. You're the best. Have a good one.